I know most of y'all, if I haven't met you, come up and say hi. I'd love to meet you. As the oldest Albert sibling, I'll let you in on a funny family tradition. When a new baby is born into the family, that baby gives a gift to the older siblings as a peace offering of sorts. And so when Philip Ford Albert entered the world on July 25th, 1994, he gave Texas Rangers hats to me and Graham. We were immediately sold on the guy. The only issue for the first few years of Ford's life, he refused to speak. I don't know if my parents just forgot to teach him or he simply couldn't get a word in. Either way, Graham and I became his managers. We would order his food. Ford will take a PBJ, extra jelly, no crust, and make it snappy. Y'all know he doesn't like to wait. We would negotiate his contracts. You want him to go to preschool? We're thinking a red shirt year. One of the funniest parts about having younger siblings is how blindly they will follow your lead. A wedding in May? Why not make it two? Only kidding, only kidding. One day when I was in second grade, I came home from a sleepover and I told my brothers, guys, whitey tighties are officially out. I just got roasted for these bad boys. We're switching to boxers, effective immediately. The next day, 3-year-old Ford was spotted on the preschool playground, sagging his shorts, proudly showing off his new boxers. Other questionable fashion choices included spiked hair, Backstreet Boys style. And when I say spiked, we'd use half a bottle of LA Looks gel and those spikes to take your eye out. We also had a fun phase of wearing AND1 basketball shorts under our church clothes on Sundays. You just never know when you'll be challenged to a game of one-on-one. When I think about what really defines Ford, there's a few traits that stand out. First, his loyalty. Ford makes friends easily and keeps them forever. If you shared a juice box with Ford in kindergarten, chances are you made the wedding party. Looking at you, Joe. I've always admired his ability to stay connected with so many people. If you're a friend of Ford's, you got a buddy for life. Second, his toughness. Built Ford tough, some might say. Growing up, we used to play front yard, 2-on-2 tackle football, barefoot. It was Graham and Ford versus me and Jack. One day, Ford split open his foot on the metal edge of a flower bed. He got stitched up that night and was back out there the next day. This toughness would serve him well as a sophomore varsity quarterback. Great arm, even better flow under that helmet. Third, his drive. I've enjoyed watching Ford grow from Fiji All-Star to real estate mogul in the making, and I'm convinced it is all fueled by the workout app Strava. Occasionally, on a weekend, I'll sleep in until 10, wake up, roll over, and the guy's already run a half marathon, hit a core power class, and walked the dogs with Kendall. Whether it's his workouts or his career, the guy is full throttle. David Goggins would be proud. I just hesitate to crush your dreams. The cutoff for the Marines is 28. After Ford graduated from Texas and moved back to Dallas, we were the only siblings in town for a few years. I really treasured that time, especially when mom and dad would go to the beach and we could throw joint pool parties at Middleton. And then came that fateful summer day. The boys, some beers, an apartment pool, and a girl from Georgia. Ford and I were hanging with some of his friends when in walked Kendall. He immediately thought she was really cute, but she lives in Austin. Fast forward 9 months, Ford is moving to Austin for work. Kendall, you're an incredible addition to our family and the perfect complement to Ford. You're patient, kind, and easygoing, and down to go to Timeout Tavern on the holidays, which in our family is how we measure in-law compatibility. And for the record, I think you're a fantastic pickleball player who doesn't need any unsolicited coaching. They say marriage is a long haul, It's a good thing he picked a Ford. It is a privilege to be his brother. Nicole and I love hanging out with y'all, and we're pumped we get to do it for a lifetime. Cheers to Ford and Kendall.